Well, hello there to you, Luke. So another defeat for the Prime Minister Theresa May. Where does this leave her as she tries to negotiate her Brexit deal?
Well, yes, as you say, this was another comprehensive and embarrassing defeat for Theresa May at the hands of hardline Eurosceptics in her own party, and it throws her hopes of uniting the Conservative Party around a renegotiated EU withdrawal agreement into complete chaos. The Prime Minister failed to win the support of the European Research Group, who abstained from voting on the government's motion last night on the basis that they perceive it rules out a no-deal Brexit. It's likely to cause fresh doubts in Brussels that Mrs May has the power to unite Parliament around an amended EU agreement. It also underlines the difficulty that she faces in securing concessions that will satisfy them. It's worth also mentioning, though, that it wasn't all plain sailing for Jeremy Corbyn last night. 41 Labour backbench MPs sided not with the Labour Party but with the Scottish National Party on a motion to try to delay Brexit. So the status quo, which is one of disagreement, certainly prevailing here at the House of Commons.
And this has a real knock-on effect, doesn't it? The uncertainty has a knock-on effect on people and businesses in Britain.
Yes, Isabel, we've heard, haven't we, recently from the biggest corporations based here in the UK, businesses like Nissan and Ford, but small and medium-sized companies actually represent half of the UK's private sector revenue and more than 60% of all private sector jobs. Some exporters see the benefits a no-deal Brexit could bring them, a weaker pound being better for business, but as I found out yesterday, other businesses are already taking drastic steps.
In just a few short weeks, this sports clothing exporter will be packing up its warehouse in Bristol and moving to Bratislava.
We can't reverse the decision. The lease is signed, employment contracts are in place, people have been made redundant. It's too late. The horse has bolted. So we're freestyleextreme.com.
A family-run company that says it can't gamble with the possibility of no deal being struck.
We import most of our goods from the EU and we sell most of it back into the EU. We feel that we've been completely hung out to dry by the UK government. We have quite literally been thrown under the bus in this process. We lined everything up in the background so that if there was no progress by the government, we could hit the panic button and put those contingency plans in place very quickly. And we have now passed the point where it would be too late if we waited.
With the risk of no deal rising, Sean says the cut-off for making a decision as to whether or not to stay in the UK has been and gone.
You never expect, as a business leader, for your entire market to change so dramatically overnight the way that it has. I cannot believe I'm paying this enormous deposit to a warehouse in Slovakia. I cannot believe I'm letting this person go who I've worked with for X amount of years. It's incredibly surreal.
Many small British companies have already been hit by a weaker economy, but some have seen benefits. A weak pound means UK exporters can sell their goods cheaper. And here at Alchemy Coffee in Wimbledon, they've seen a higher demand from Europe. Their high-quality product less expensive than their European competitors. But no deal does mean uncertainty.
I don't know if that's going to be a double import. Do I have to import it into Europe, then export it out of Europe to the UK? Will I be charged VAT? Will there be tariff barriers? And because we're not going to see this coffee for 3 months, we're going to go and see the farmers before we leave Europe, but the coffee comes afterwards. So we have no idea.
A business that's contemplating leaving the UK, crossing its fingers the country stays in the customs union.
This is a real crunch time for small businesses, with confidence absolutely on the floor, investment decisions on hold, and so much uncertainty, not just for business owners, but also their employees. They need time to prepare for whatever the future relationship with the EU is. Just a few weeks before a potential no-deal Brexit, that is not going to be enough time. There needs to be a transition period so that they have plenty of time and support to adapt to whatever the future holds.
Brexit has left many businesses dizzy with uncertainty. Some believe a no-deal Brexit would see the pound fall lower, which could boost exports. But others feel forced to pack up and leave. Luke Hanrahan, Euronews.